بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. أحرف الزيادة. أحرف الزيادة means particles which do not have a grammatical slot. What are they? Particles that do not give a grammatical slot and they only have one function to create ta'keed. So the 10th is أحرف الزيادة. أحرف الزيادة also called حرف الصلة. What are they called? حرف الصلة. What happens here? In the school of Basra, they call it حروف زائدة. What do they call it? حروف زائد. When they say حروف زائد, they don't mean it's مهمل لا فائدة لها. That's like extra, they take it out, no benefit. Are you following? What do they mean? بل يعنون أنها لم تكن في أصل تركيب الجملة وما هم عنها بغائبين. Ba doesn't have a function. You have the ما حرف مشبه بالفعل. ما not حرف مشبه بالفعل. ما is a حرف مشبه بليس. You have the ism and the khabar. There's no slot for ba. But it's ba is what? Zaid in terms of tarkib. In terms of asl tarkib. However, if you were to remove it, it wouldn't be wrong. If I said laysa zaidun biqa'im, if I said laysa zaidun qa'iman, is the tarkib correct? It's correct. If I say ma ja'a zaidun, I say ja'a zaidun, that's wrong. Ma ja'a zaidun, that's like, no, that's not zaid, that's giving a proper meaning. This gives ta'keed. If you remove it, the i'rab is sahih, the ma'na is going to change, like in terms of how much ta'keed you give. So that's why they call it what? Zaida, that you can remove it and it wouldn't affect the i'rab of the sentence. It wouldn't affect the meaning of the sentence in terms of sihha. In terms of technicalities and all these additions, it will affect it. And Al-Kufa, what do they call it? Harfu sila. So we use, in our books, what do we use? Harfu sila. Why? تفاديا من تسمية كلمة واردة في القرآن زائدة. Are you following? Because they avoid, tafadiyan, avoiding calling something that's come in the Quran zaida. It seems disrespectful or it seems unsuitable that we say ba harfun zaid. So even though they don't mean zaid in terms of faida, they mean zaid in terms of tarkeeb, but even then it's best to avoid words which have as iham of khilaful adab. Are you following? So they say let's not call it harfun zaid, they call it harfu sila. What does sila mean? Sila mean وهم يعنون أنه يتوصل به إلى فصاحة بالغة. When they say harfu sila, this ba allows us to wasal yasilu silatan, to reach. It allows us to reach a ma'na of fasaha and balagha which cannot be reached without it. So alaysa Allahu bi ahkamil hakimin. This ba gives a ta'keed. We use this ba to reach a ma'na of ta'keed which we would not have been able to achieve without. Yes? وَمَا مِنْ إِلَهٍ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. This meaning is what? Harfu sila. It allows us to give a ta'keed meaning. We reach a ta'keed meaning. So harfu sila, harfu zaid, it's the same thing, but the different reasons of calling it different words, and this is the logic and the reasoning behind of it. What are the harfu sila, harfu zaid? There are three. Number one is in. For example, this usually comes with in tuzadu ma an-nafiyah. Ma in ataytu bi shay'in anta takruhuhu is the Arabic saying. I have not done anything which you dislike. So usually this in comes with what? A negative. Yes? Are you following? So this in comes with a ma nafiyah. Ma in ataytu. Acha. In, now in comes in many ways now. It can be in mukhaffafa, in shartiyya, in nafiya, or in zaida. So now you have to see that in can be in these multiple ways. You have to now look at the context to tell us what it is. So just keep in mind that in comes in multiple forms. Now all the forms of in have come now. You have to now look up, make sure you understand the difference between them. An comes usually an zaida after lamma. What kind of lamma? Not lamma nafiya, but lamma hiniyya. Yes, not lamma yatub, not yet repented, but lamma dakhaltu qumta, that lamma. Yes. For example, come in the Quran, فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَاءَ الْبَشِيرُ. When Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam sent his brother, they departed from Misr, they're coming back. So why do you think it's lamma an ja'a al-bashir? Where were they coming from? Misr. Where were they going? To hometown Canaan. Short journey, long journey. فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَاءَ الْبَشِيرُ. You see how this gives the meaning of, you following? Abdullah, you following? So it's zaid in terms of, it does not affect the Arab, but when you put that an inside, what does it show? It shows and implies a delay between the action. Shall I give better one than that? The Quran. وَتَدُلُّ أَنْ الزَّائِدَ بَعْدَ لَمَّا. When you have an zaida after lamma, it shows bu'dun fi zaman. Like it shows that it happens a bit later. Look at example here. What comes in the Quran? If you look at the story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, yes? Allah mentions twice, first day he punched somebody, isn't it? Yes? Sayyidina Musa punched somebody and he died. Next day he saw the person again, fight with somebody else. But in the second story, what does Allah say? فَلَمَّا أَنْ أَرَادَ. Why? Second day, فَلَمَّا. On the second day, when he saw him fighting again with somebody else, he went towards him. What did he say? فَلَمَّا أَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يَبْتَسِمَ الَّذِي هُوَ أَدُوٌّ. What's that? فَلَمَّا أَنْ أَرَادَ. Huh? He's thinking about it. Because what happened yesterday? Hesitation. So not لَمَّا أَرَادَ. So the first day, Allah didn't use the word أَنْ أَرَادَ. But the second day, Allah said فَلَمَّا أَنْ أَرَادَ. So the second day, the first day he punched him by mistake, فَقَضَى عَلَيْهِ. The second day, now he already punched somebody who was doing zulm. He didn't mean to kill him, he meant to punch him. But he died. Next day when he was going, now there was a bit of hesitation. A bit of that thought. So Allah used the word an. That creates like, the arada an yabtisha was a bit like hesitating. Hesitation in that one. So the word an gives that fa'idah here. Wallahu a'lam bis-sawab. Everybody following this? So la'alla an az-za'ida is hinting and pointing towards تردد من موسى لما وقع قبله من الوجز والموت. The previous day when he punched the other guy and he died, because of this he was hesitant. Wallahu a'lam bis-sawab. Everybody following me? Let's stop here inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسول الكريم أما بعد. So the next harfun zaid or harfu sila that we're discussing is ma. So we have here tuzadu ma ba'da ba'di adawati shart. Yeah, ba'di adati shart. Spelled correctly. So some of the shurut, like for example, we have here, this is spelled incorrectly, let's correct that. Ba'da adati shart. So that's spelled wrong. So for example, idha. So idha is a zarf, but it has the meaning of a shart. It doesn't mean ma'na shart. We have idha ma ghadibu. It creates emphasis in the ta'keed, the shart. Similarly, mata. So you have mata ma. Hadith of Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she says, متى ما يقوم مقامك لا يسمع الناس. When the Prophet, when Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu would have to lead the salah after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he would not be able to read loud enough for people to hear. So he would say متى ما. That ma is harfun sila. Similarly, ayyun. So you have here ayyam ma tad'u. So it's ayyan tad'u. So ayyan tad'u ash-shart, and ma is harfu sila. Ayyam ma, whoever you call. Whoever you call. Not whoever, sorry, astaghfirullah. Whichever name you use to call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. أَيَّمَّا تَدْعُوا, whosoever you call unto, فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. And you have أَيْنَ, and you have أَيْنَ مَا تَكُونُ. So أَيْنَ تَكُونُ, wherever you may be, ma is brought in here to create, like, I think the umum of the shart. إِذَا مَا, whenever, like whenever. I don't know if there's a better way of putting ta'keed or whenever, but whenever, like whenever. Yes? Like whenever he will stand. Ayyamma tad'u, whichever name of Allah, whichever. It's not a word, but you get what I'm trying to say. And aynama, wherever you may be. Doesn't matter where it is. Correct? And you have in. Imma yablughanna indaka al-kibar ahaduhuma aw kilahuma. So you have in plus ma came before as well. Yes? That's the harfu sila. Similarly, ma also comes after some hurufin jarra. It comes after some hurufin shart. It also comes after hurufin jarra. For example, min khati'atihim. Instead of min khati'atihim, what do you have? Mimma khati'atihim. So it's really min khati'atihim. The ma is za'ida. So min khati'atihim becomes mimma khati'atihim. And they could possibly also emphasize what? You have taqdeem. So ughliqu. But why? Min khati'atihim, mimma khati'atihim. Just because of their sins. Only reason that they were drowned. Ali Fir'aun. Was because of what? فَأُدْخِلُوا نَارًا. Or is it Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam's people? I'm not sure which one it is. مِمَّا خَطِئَاتِهِمْ. Yes? You got it? Abdul Rahman? Yes? Ji. Similarly, an. After an, you can have the harfun jar za'id. Not harfun jar. After the harfun jar of an, you can have the ma za'ida of ma. Amma qalilin. Very soon. Very soon. La yusbihunna nadimin. They will become regretful and remorseful regarding the actions that they carried out. So here, again, you have this meaning. Even after ba, فَبِرَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ becomes فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. Ma is harfu zaid. It creates what? Ta'keed. Only because of Allah's mercy, لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. Correct? So those are the harfun sila. Ji. The next masala we have here is that when we have a harfun jar, harf zaid, sometimes the harf zaid, like ma, sorry, ma kafa, what does ma kafa do? It stops amal. Innama, annama, ka'annama. So just to remove that waham, We call it daf'u dakhlin muqaddarin. Get to know this word. Daf'u dakhlin muqaddar. Daf'u dakhlin muqaddarin. It's not in the book, but I'll put it in. So you have a, what does dakhl mean? Like an entry, meaning a question, an objection. A muqaddar is not mentioned, but you assume it. So before the question can be raised, you just do it. And dafa means to respond. So you respond to a question which is going to come up. Yes? Are you following? If I say nobody should wear a watch in madrasa, what's going to happen? You're going to think, why are you wearing a watch? Because I need to tell the time when class finishes. So then before you can even raise a question, I give you an answer. Are you following? Hypothetically speaking. Maybe when you start getting, but you already have in it, how those iPhone gadgets on your phone. So then you say, okay, no watch allowed in madrasa. So then what's going to say, how come you allowed it? Except those people who need to see the end of class. So that's a dafu dakhl muqaddar. Before the question comes, we give the answer. So you might say, okay, ma za'ida, ma, does it give the stop amal? فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. It doesn't stop the amal. Ma is also bi rahmatin, so the amal remains in place. Achha. The next harfun za'id is la. So kalimatul la is added after waw after a nafi. For example, ma ja'a zaydun wala amrun. This is called harfun za'id because it's called za'id not because of atf. So ma ja'a zaydun wala amrun. So we say waw is harfu atf, and what is la? La is going to be za'id. Because you can't have two harfs one after the other in Arabic language. I mean, that's what the Nuhat are saying, yes? Ijtima'a ta'adhuri ijtima'i harafay ta'atf. You can't have two harfs together. Because you can't have two harfs together, what do you have to say? Waw is a harfu atf and la is what? Za'id. Yes?
He is the one that created you.
Correct? Acha. However, it has a particular meaning in kalam. What's the special meaning? وَلَهُ مَعْنًا فِي الْكَلَامِ. If we say, مَا جَاءَ زَيْدٌ وَلَا أَمْرٌ, what does this mean? He did not come, he did not come. None of them came. نَفَيْنَا مَجِيءَ كُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا. Both of them have not come. وَإِذَا قُلْنَا مَا جَاءَ زَيْدٌ وَأَمْرٌ, we have said, Zayd and Amr together have not come. But separately we don't know. So Zayd and Amr together have not come. As for them coming individually, that's muhtamil. That's possible. So that's why this la is zaid in terms of i'rab, not in terms of ma'na. It has a ma'na. And all harfun zaid, harfu sana have a ma'na. It's only zaid in terms of i'rab, in terms of the kalam will be sahih without it. Meaning grammatically sahih without it, even though some ma'ani will be lost. Is that clear to everybody? So this la is also zaid, but not zaid in terms of, yeah, I explained zaid before anyways. Acha. The next question we have, we're moving on. And then moving on again, we have another question. What's this question? We have here, is there something set up? Yeah. We can have la, we can have what? We can have la after an al-masdariyah. For example, ma manaka alla tajduda id amartu. So what, let's now see. We have to understand, we can't translate a language based on our understanding of the language. It's like a parable, like a parable. So, oh, he had a bird in his hand, but he let it go and went for two. He never had a bird in his hands. I'm talking about a metaphor. Similarly, let's say, for example, I wrote a text yesterday saying, I don't know how that's going to go down. So what does that mean? No, it doesn't mean how it's going to go down. He said, do this. I said, I could do it, but I don't know how it's going to go down, meaning, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm using my old man slang. Using this. It doesn't go down, but it means how it's going to play out. Now, you can't say, let's say 100 years later, says, oh, he was going to go down where? Because down means down. It's a language. So similarly, as words have majaz, words have metaphorical meaning, contextual meaning. Similarly, we also have structural contextual meaning. Are you following? So one is a double negative. So a double negative, I can't decide what double negative means. We try to do that. Or in English, double negative means positive. It's incorrect to double negative. You can't say, I will not eat. Because but if a language says no, double negative is ta'keed. That's how the language works. And if you look at if you Google double negatives, you will see that some languages, double negative means ta'keed. You following? If I say, for example, you ain't no hero. So you are not no hero. So not hero, you are not. So you are a hero. You can't analyze language like that. That's how people speak. When they say you are not no hero. That double, you are not no hero is what ta'keed. So the language that is codified in Cambridge and the grammar books is fine. But this person means you are no hero whatsoever. You following? Yes? So you can't say, okay, in English, let's analyze this from our perspective. What stopped you that you did not, from those who prostrate, meaning you didn't, and la tasjud, so something stopped you from not prostrating, meaning you prostrated. You see, don't work like that. You get it? You following? So here, when you have a la za'ida, we say here, it's a za'ida. That's what it says, za'ida. And the faida is here is that I've put this note here, that nafyan, two nafis can sometimes give ithbat. Like you can say two nafis give ithbat. Like obviously, if you did not go, it means you went, because it also means that. It can also be ta'keed. Like ta'keed lafzi. Like for example here, لِأَلَّا يَعْلَمَ أَهْلُ الْكِتَابِ أَلَّا يَقْدِرُونَ عَلَى شَيْءٍ مِّن فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. So if you go philosophically and say, let's analyze this in Great Britain or in Pakistan or Deoban or something, and trying to figure out what it means, you say, no, you have to go back to the Arab style. Or what the Arabs use, this means here, so the Ahlul Kitab, no, they have no control over the Fadl of Allah. Allah makes whoever He wants into a Nabi. We can't say here, so the people of book do not know. That's not what it meant. That's not how the Arabs speak. Yes, if you're trying to analyze it in your own philosophy, your own language, because of a problem. This لِأَلَّا يَعْلَمَ is doing ta'kid with لَا يَعْلَمَ. This means here, so the people of the book, no, they have no qudra over the Fadl of Allah. This is how it works. This is, you can't explain it. You're following? If you're trying to philosophize, if that's a word, in your own language, you're going to get wrong meaning on garbar. Are you following? So the kalimatu la before ya'lam is emphasizing the la here. So it's almost like what? La ta'kid lafzi. You following? Similarly, so this is two nafis. So we have here la and la. We have nafi number 1 and we have nafi number 2. Sometimes we can have the nafi not in adat but in ma'na. For example here, ma mana'aka alla tasjud. So manaka is not negative, is it? This is istifham. And mana'a la. Mana is like a negative meaning, it stop you. So there's a nafi meaning in here and that's a negative. So then it means here, what stopped you from prostrating? Another example. Haramun ala qaryatin ahlaknaha annahum la yarji'un. Haramun, it is prohibited. Ala qaryatin, for a village who we have destroyed, annahum la yarji'un, they will not return. Meaning they will return. So if you destroy them, they can't come back. It's like over. The dunya is finished. Your life is gone. So now haramun is what? You can't. What kind of meaning does that have? A negative meaning. So this is a la yarji'un. A negative meaning. It's not nafi in love, but nafi ma'na. They can't. So this and this creates a ta'keed. So it is. So this haramun ala qaryatin ahlaknaha annahum la yarji'un ay annahum yarji'un. There's also different ways of doing i'rab of this. But the summary of this hasha is that ma manaka alla tasjud. If you look at it, it seems to have a double negative. Similarly here, لَأَلَّا يَعْلَمَ أَهْلُ الْكِتَابِ أَلَّا يَقْدِرُونَ عَلَىٰ شَيْءٍ. But double negative is not always going to be affirmative. Double negative can also mean ta'keed. Are you following? It is ta'keed of the what? The actual negative you're trying to give. So double negative in some languages is negation, and some is affirmation, and some languages is for ta'keed. Achha. Another place we get lam za'ida is for qasam. La uqasimu bi yawmil qiyamah. Now if you look at it here, it's like, I was just talking to my daughter the other day, saying, cool, not cool, cold, not cold.
Cold.
It's a slang for, so in our time, this is hot, that's hot, it's so hot. Like, I'm just cool. And now cold means it's, so what happened? I don't know what happened, but if you analyze it, it's that over a period of time, a generation decided we're going to put opposite meaning. So in our time, that's hot. I mean, hot meaning, that's the hottest thing out now, it's really hot. And now it says cold. I have got no idea how that meaning came about, but opposites kind of, human psychology is that opposites create a ta'keed. You have to go into the psychology of language. Now, when you have la uqsim bi yawmil qiyamah, what does that mean? Uqsim bi yawmil qiyamah. Why is la there? Some say, is la uqsim bi yawmil qiyamah. Some say za'ida. Some say not za'ida. Some say actually there. And I'm saying is, I don't take qasam on the day of qiyamah because there's no need to take qasam. And there's what? No need to take qasam. Yes? Are you following? And some say because why? It's so clear. Yes? Are you following me? Like, I'm not taking qasam because it's too obvious. So la uqsim bi yawm al-qiyamah wa la uqsim bi nafs al-lawwama, and in the ayah is meaning I'm not taking qasam because it's too obvious. So like 2 + 2 is 4. Swear by Allah. I say, what's figuring for? Everybody knows it. Like you just, like you're just relaxing. It's like, like somebody's really anxious, you just like blank them. And you just say like, Like they're really anxious, jumping and go, nah, not interested. And then the whole anger, you say, nah, disagree. And you walk off. They're cool, innit? Like you just show your palm and you show your he's arguing and shouting and everything. You just say, now you're relaxing, have a cup of tea, and then he goes, no. I walk out. What does that show? It shows more emphasis, isn't it? By just being, by without showing any emotion, it's like, so along that qabil, it's like, I don't need to take qasam on the next part because it's so obvious. That's one, there's many different ways. But see what happens if we're all trying to understand the system. We know what it means, ta'keed. How the ta'keed come about and why is it la'uqsimu? It's like the Arabs spoke this way and we know what it means, but let's try to like figure out how it got to this level. And there's different ways, and because there's many different opinions, there's no one right thing. Everybody understand this? Any questions before we move ahead? Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.